Should Christians celebrate Halloween? Should they? Should they? Should they? That's the question of this video. So hey, without further ado, let's go, let's get it. What is up? How you doing? How you living? My name is ScottEbruh. If you're new here, I answer questions and objections about the Christian faith and provide you with motivational and lifestyle tips to help you seek, know, and live biblical truth in all that you do. Boy, I even got the sign right here for you to know. But hey, if those interest you, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can catch me in my next video. All right, so let's talk about this Halloween thing. If you don't know, Halloween does have pagan roots and origins. Now, I'm not gonna get into all the details about Halloween and its origins in this video, but I would encourage you, after you're done with this one, check it out, look up the history of it. I think it's good to know, to study, and just to have insight on. But what I will say in this video is Halloween does have pagan roots and origins. Now, something that I want to get out the way, especially at the beginning of this video, is the fact that just because something has pagan roots and origins, that doesn't mean that we have to completely abstain from those things. Now, if you do feel that way, well, you're gonna have to abstain from things like birthdays as well, and you also would need to change the names of some of your days of the week, because Sunday was originally created as a day to worship the sun god, and Monday was a day created to worship the moon god. So if you believe that everything that has pagan roots and origins needs to be avoided and abstained from, well, don't celebrate birthdays and find new names for some of the days of your week. I'm just saying. And so today, Halloween is more of a secular holiday without those pagan roots and undertones and religious practices that its origins had. And so today, most people that celebrate Halloween aren't celebrating it to, you know, summon things from the dead and raise evil spirits and things like that. But today it's more seen as a secular holiday of, you know, dressing up and getting candy and things like that. And we're gonna address some of the different principles we need to take when it comes to Halloween. Now, before we continue with this video, I just want to say that I haven't eaten yet, so I'm about to whip up something to eat real quick, and then we gonna continue with this video. Let's get it.
Got this music popping, now I'm needing sex. Told my mama she don't even gotta stress. Talk to God and he told me that I'm blessed. Yeah, they hating cause they know that I am nice. Got this music popping, now I'm needing sex. Told my mama she don't even gotta stress. Talk to God and he told me that I'm blessed. Yeah, they hating cause they know that I am next. Know I'm next, that's why they upset. I been in the lag, got me feeling like I'm Dex. Yeah, nonetheless, I don't need a flex. I've been such a workaholic, yeah, I'm so obsessed. I ain't chilling with you unless you on the west side. My God told me that I'm finna live my best life. Lately, I've been so damn...
You already know, I had to click it up one time, man. Hey, your boy was hungry. That's some good stuff right there. It's fire. Now, this question, should Christians celebrate Halloween? It isn't a black and white question. There isn't a specific yes or no. The Bible doesn't mention anything about Halloween, but there are some principles from the Bible that we can take and apply it to this question to determine whether or not you should observe and celebrate Halloween. I want to give you 3 principles to think about. Christians should be avoiding anything that's demonic, that could cause sexual immorality, that could cause lustful desires, anything that could lead to debauchery or anything like that. Christians should be avoiding and abstaining from anything that can create those things. In Ephesians 5 verse 7, the Apostle Paul says to take no part in the unfruitful works of darkness, but instead expose them. And so we don't want to take part in anything that could lead to us being led into darkness. You know, so any outfits that could lead to any lustful desires or anything like that, we want to stay away from. But dressing up a kid in an innocent costume, going around the neighborhood, getting candy, that sort of thing, I don't see anywhere in the Bible that would prohibit that sort of activity. Now, the second principle is Christians should be avoiding anything that could cause another believer to stumble. So going back to the previous point, dressing up in a specific outfit that could cause somebody of the opposite sex to have these lustful desires towards you and that sort of thing. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to cause someone else to stumble, or even just you, the type of decorations you have in your home or outside, that could cause another believer to stumble. Or even you being a part of some specific type of party, somebody else could see that and it could lead them astray. And Paul addresses a topic similar to this in Romans 14 and 15, and also in 1 Corinthians 8 and 9 on the topic of whether or not people should eat food. And the principles from those chapters could also apply to this topic of Halloween. So you need to think about, is what I'm doing gonna cause somebody else, another believer, to stumble? And the third principle is to listen to your conscience. James 4:17 says this: so whoever knows the right thing to do and fails to do it, for him it is a sin. If you're a Christian, you repented, you put your trust in Jesus, you've received the Holy Spirit, the Holy Spirit will convict you in those moments if the activity you're thinking about doing or thinking about pursuing is something you should or shouldn't be partaking in. And so listen to your conscience, listen to the Holy Spirit inside of you, and act accordingly. So those are 3 principles for you to consider when thinking about this question: should you celebrate, or should Christians celebrate Halloween? Now, I also want to leave you with a couple of other reminders. The first one is Christians should be seeking to live out and to grow in all the fruits of the Spirit. That's love, joy, peace, kindness, goodness, those sorts of things. And if anything you're going to be doing or thinking of doing for Halloween during the Halloween season is not going to embody those fruits of the Spirit or express those fruits of the Spirit, you probably shouldn't partake in those things. And also, Jesus taught that he came to bring us out of death and to give us life, and to give us life more abundantly. So we shouldn't be celebrating death or anything that embodies or symbolizes death, because Jesus conquered death and he doesn't want us to die, but he wants us to live in eternity with him. So we should be avoiding anything that embodies or symbolizes death, because that contradicts who God is and the image in which God created you. And God created you to have life and not death. And the last thing is, if you look at the life of Jesus and the life he lived in the Gospels, you see that he didn't accept or reject culture, but rather he transformed culture. And so in the same way, we as Christians, we shouldn't accept or reject the culture in the world we live in, but we should be transforming culture. So maybe during the Halloween season, during Halloween time, maybe for you it could look like passing out a tract or passing out Bible verses during Halloween, and use it as a time to minister. Use it as a time to reach out to others, to reach out to the community, to get to know those in your neighborhood and things like that. And so don't just accept or reject culture, but transform it. Another thing you could do is maybe there's different church festivals and events happening around the time of Halloween, and so maybe you can use it as an opportunity to invite non-believers to some of those events and just to reach out to them and share the good news of Jesus with them. So transform culture and don't accept or reject it. That is it for this one. If you enjoyed this video, leave a thumbs up, comment down below what you enjoyed. Hey, this is ScottEbruh. I just pray that you continue to seek, know, and live biblical truth in all that you do. And until next time, grace, peace.